Live. Coming to you live from the broadcast studio. Picture? Atlanta, Georgia.
It says live up top.
Why is there no picture here?
Click on the one that says you.
Well,
sorry, everyone, if you're watching.
Sorry, buddy. Technical difficulties here.
It's all good. That's the fun of a live show.
I know, right?
There's
Seriously.
that screen at the bottom. Can you click it? No?
Figuring out what to do. I can see my voice.
Yeah, see voice.
Is it camera? I can see my reflection.
Turn camera on.
Yeah! All right!
Hey!
All right. Hey, everybody. Sorry about that for the technical difficulties there. How you doing? Joshua Jake here.
This Matt Solis.
And our two very awesome, lovely guests, Bella Nephilim and Jen the Padawan Princess. And neither of them are wearing pants, guys. So, oh, yeah!
Viewerships went up.
That's right. We just got a whole lot of clicks.
Double tap that.
Yeah,
Between
exactly.
that and our title of
And
this
that-
episode.
And that's official hashtag now for the show. Double click that, baby. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Of course, we are live. Welcome to the show. Feel free to send us all of your amazing questions to @GeekGalaxyCast. Any questions you have for Matt and I about the show, but let's be honest, you're probably not going to be asking us quite that much. You're going to be asking all right here. So,
And we're perfectly okay with
we're
that.
okay with that. We accept this. You know, the episode title says it alone, so you know what you're in for. So,
Oh, yeah.
ladies, how are you guys doing? Thank you both so much for being on the show. Let's just jump right into it.
This has been the highlight of like the last month for me, so I'm super excited.
Yay!
I like hanging out with like-minded nerds. It makes me super
Absolutely.
happy.
We-
Thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We by podcast will travel.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it's awesome. Yeah, we used to do the show at our studios, but now actually this is a lot more fun. Do it during the day.
Exactly.
We get to travel to various awesome locations, like live here in San Diego. So it's pretty awesome.
Woo! Beautiful
Right.
Sandy.
Sandy, it's all right.
For the Comic-Con crowd.
Oh, I know, right? How many of you people are planning to attend Comic-Con this year? Let us know. What is your survival tactics? What are your techniques to surviving this con? I haven't gone
Booze.
since 2003. Yeah, probably booze, probably some tactical armor of some kind, and probably deodorant. So,
Yes, actually. Deodorant, change of clothing.
yeah, that's a good question for the panel. How do you guys survive Comic-Con? What do you do to prepare?
Matt?
For me, it's extra change of clothing, bring snacks, bring booze.
All right.
Believe it or not, I've actually been thanked by a couple booth babes
Mm-hmm.
for smelling nice.
Nice.
Because apparently they're like, hey, everyone here stinks. I'm like, well, shower, deodorant, like the usual stuff you're supposed to do as a human being.
Did you get their number?
No.
Okay.
This is back when I was awkward shy man.
Okay.
That was back. That's not
Back, that's
current.
Now I'm less awkward shy man.
Yes. He's making progress, ladies and gentlemen.
We're trying. We're
I
trying.
think between myself and the ladies here, it'll happen eventually. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
we're just going to do something at some point during the show, but it's going to make you incredibly uncomfortable, and you're just going to have to accept it, and it's going to help you, though.
Well, as long as not Fernando will be fine.
Yeah, well, we had this one guest on, and he was just all very touchy-feely with Matt.
He was cupping a feel on me.
It was hilarious.
And I'm just like, what do
See,
you...
now that's the episode that should have been live.
Well, we'll make that happen.
I don't know if anyone wants to see do action, so.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to turn it down.
Oh, jeez.
All right. You stay on your side, Matt.
I get what people they want, apparently.
So yeah, we're talking Comic-Con survival.
Yeah, what
I
would you do to survive?
highly recommend everyone bringing deodorant and reapplying multiple times throughout the day because San Diego is extremely hot, and when you're on the floor inside, it is just insanely hot. And so yes, the smells do get to be a lot. I also hydrate, water
Yeah.
bottles and in between drinking, make sure you're still having water.
That's true.
Snacks are a really good one because we know people get hangry.
Mhm.
So you want to be in a good mood.
This guy over here. I've incurred the wrath multiple times of angry Matt,
Yes.
and I'm just like, all right,
And-
now on, keeping you fed. Hashtag
My
angry Matt.
biggest thing is actually backup cell phone chargers. I usually
Yes.
carry quite a few of them with me so that I can keep my cell phone charged all day because a lot of times you get split up from your group. Or you want to make sure you have pictures with everyone awesome that's there, other cosplayers and things like that. That's actually where I met Loki for the first time. I was Comic-Con last
Okay.
year, right at the end of the day as I was leaving, and so it was nice to have a fully charged cell phone to be able to get a photo with him. It's also when I met Ivy Doom Kitty for the first time when she
Oh,
was
nice,
leaving, so it was nice to be able to get a picture with her. So that's my biggest one is backup cell phone chargers because you see so many people just wasting time plugging into the walls
Yeah.
and like
And
sitting
food.
on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
I would say bring food as well, because who wants to pay those kind of prices at the convention centers.
For awful
Yeah,
food.
awful, not even worth it. So, what about you?
I've never been to San Diego.
And you live in San Diego?
I just got here.
Oh, okay. Where'd
In
you live?
November. I'm from the East Coast, so I go to a different convention called Dragon Con. However,
Oh, Dragon Con.
I've
I've
heard
heard
so
go
much.
there. Yeah, I've
all
heard
the
good things
same
about Dragon
rules
Con.
apply, people.
Yeah, basically any con, San Diego Con or not.
Hydration and taking more than one shower a day when necessary are all things. I mean, even sometimes that I'd be questioning it, but then if they smelled really bad, I might just let them use the shower.
You know, I understand.
My favorite tool for a convention is what we call a bag bitch.
Oh,
Yes, if you are going to get in cosplay.
nice.
Cosplayers have to have those, and I'll tell you, we call them that, but we really do appreciate them. They often get paid in food and lodging, and sometimes,
Awesome.
a badge to the convention. But it's imperative to have someone there to help you get your camera out.
Yep.
When you have Loki and Ivy walking around and you want to take pictures with them, because it's difficult to do it when you're in your costume. I'm trying to grab something from like the back pocket of a costume, and I don't have any pockets.
Yeah,
Makes
or
sense.
I've been like last year at San Diego Comic Con, I debuted my Leia Fett, which was
That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
that was very
gold bikini slave Leia done up like Boba Fett armor. So I
You haven't seen
really
it, folks?
wanted,
Check it
people stopped me to take a lot of pictures, so I actually had printed out my Instagram hashtag or Instagram name and hashtag for the day, and was like, every person that took a picture with me, I had one of my bag bitches, hand it to them and be like, hey, if you post her on Instagram, will you tag her in it? Just to make sure that I was getting as much like publicity
Exactly.
as possible. So yes, bag bitches are awesome for things like that, as being like your roadies and such.
awesome. Cosplay roadies. That's amazing. That's bad. So they like dress in black and follow you around.
Like the ninjas.
You know, they
I'm
like mark
actually
their
looking at
spots.
locations right now.
There you go.
Okay,
Okay, guys, there you go. If you'd like to be
Dragon
Yeah.
cosplay roadies here for, Padawan Princess here or Bella Nephilim, please hit them up.
And
Hit 'em up on social
Twitter
media.
is lighting up. No, I'm kidding.
Like me.
No,
yes. Please God, yes.
We're gonna come down and mark
We'll do it for free. We'll volunteer.
There you go.
We'll
Yeah,
see
they're
me
accepting
out.
applications now.
Yeah,
so.
one of my girlfriends that I do a lot of cosplays with, she helps me a lot of times too when it comes to undressing to go to the bathroom and then redressing me back up.
Okay.
There's a lot of times where I'm having layers and layers of clothing, and so corsets and things like that need to be undone to get the unitard that's underneath it off, to get all that put back on. So a lot of times she is in the actual stall with me, helping me get dressed and undressed.
I would also think not just roadie, but maybe bodyguard too.
Yeah.
To keep kind of the,
Everyone's fairly respectful at cons.
Yeah.
I mean, especially now that, there is a big push as far as like, you need to ask to take someone's photo
Yeah.
and ask for consent and things like that. So things are getting better, I think, when it comes to that. I haven't run into too many problems. Have you, when it comes to?
I actually had an incident at a con, and I can't really discuss what happened,
Yeah,
but the gentleman said something that made me uncomfortable, and my friends were really quick to tell them that wasn't okay. The convention discussed it with the gentleman, and he apologized, didn't realize he had done anything wrong, because some people don't know those things. So it's great that we have people to back us up,
Yeah.
and we have really great con chairs and really great staffs at all these cons now that understand what it means to make everyone comfortable.
Yeah.
And I've never really had anyone get mad at me if I say, hey, I can't really give you a hug, I'm in a costume. Sometimes people say, hey, can I have a hug?
Yeah.
I can't really, there's no hugging when you're wearing
Oh,
armor.
I hug everybody I can. I love hugs.
I
It's literally like when I post during the day when I'm at a con, I'm like, hey, I'm here, I'm at a con. Come find me and give me a hug, please.
Wow,
Like,
nice.
I love hugs. Like, I want to meet everybody that
I do
talks
hugs,
to me
too.
on
I would totally give
Instagram.
hugs.
Like,
Absolutely.
I want to know who they are. I want to see their faces.
Yeah.
I'll
Matt
work
and I
up to
gave a
that, I
hug to our-
promise.
Yeah.
I'll work up to it. I really
Matt and I's
will.
first time at NerdCon, we had one of our fans, Zia Mara, come up to us, and we didn't recognize. She recognized us immediately. We're like, "Oh, you're hugs all around."
Like she really had to give me her Twitter handle because I'm like, who? She's like Mission Maker. I'm like, oh my god, I know who you are.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like a lot of them, you just know their name. You
Yeah.
don't really necessarily know who they are, and
Yeah.
so like you're like, wait, give me your Instagram name, and then you're like, oh yeah, now I know who you are. Or it's really weird when someone walks up to you and they're like, I follow you on Instagram, and you're like, you do?
Yeah.
And it happened actually to Jessica, who is making my costume. We
Yeah.
talked about her last week, and she's actually now possibly making your guys' stuff too,
Yeah,
Spray
we'll
and
talk about that
Sunshine.
too. Yeah.
And so she came up to me last year at WonderCon and was like, oh my god, I follow you on Instagram. And I'm like, hi, that's super
How are
cool.
you?
Yeah.
You go, yes.
Who are you? And then she said, Spring and Sunshine. And I was like, oh my God, I follow you too. I love your work. Like, you do amazing costume builds.
We have a couple questions here, and it's actually from a friend of yours, Jen. Melissa
Yeah.
McClure would like to know,
Hi, Melissa.
would you and, I can see your real name, right?
Yeah.
All right, would you and Marie both consider collaborating for a photo shoot? And what amazing dynamic duo would you guys love to cosplay together?
Good question. Melissa, are you asking this as far as because you're a photographer and you want to do a photo shoot with us too? She also is the one that did my Nerdoir shoot, which is Nerdy Boudoir, and so I'm sure she would love to capture us doing that as well. We were actually talking on the drive. Yeah, we were actually talking on the drive down about us doing a cosplay possibly next year together for Cosmoseum.
Yeah, we were talking about doing maybe a Gender's Bend Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
So you and I would be Chip and Dale,
And we'd be
and then they would be.
Gadget Monterey.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be Gadget?
Apparently I am.
Yeah.
I'm the shorter one.
Yeah.
So
I have to work on my Australian accent a bit.
yeah, so that might be.
I can actually, I can just talk like a...
T-shirts
Yeah, one
and
of us
no
gets.
pants.
Yeah.
T-shirts and no pants. I'm down.
So, there you go.
Okay, so Melissa, apparently yes, we are talking about
We're
doing
gonna
a
get a
joint
whole lot, you guys
cosplay.
gonna get a whole lot of photos now.
Oh yeah.
No pants,
Right.
all day at the con.
Pantsless.
Pantsless
I'm
con.
pretty sure that Dan would kick us out of the con if we did that.
Probably. Oh, maybe. Hey,
I don't know. Dan's pretty cool.
yeah, he's pretty cool, yeah.
He's a pretty chill dude.
Yeah,
and
he is.
I absolutely
I approve.
love talking to that guy. He's such a wealth of like knowledge as far as cons go. So
Dan,
I don't know,
if
I
you're
think
watching,
he'd be
can
really
you
great.
tweet in and ask and give us approval for not wearing pants to your con next year, please?
Seriously, Dan, and you can also even ask any of us a question too, or you can just throw a jab at Matt. Whatever you like, sir, if you are watching
He
this
loves
right
to
now.
give me the shit, but yeah, cool.
Was that Melissa's only question?
It was a two-part.
Okay.
It was
Oh,
what would
you
you consider
did.
guys doing a photo
Got
shoot
it.
together, and what would you guys specifically, you two, want to do together in that shoot?
Okay, so if we want to do just a shoot for the two of us, what would you want to do?
I don't know. I haven't done like a double shoot in a really long time. That's
Yeah,
a
I
good
don't think I
question.
have either.
Jedi Sith.
Yeah.
I have some fun Jedi stuff coming up. I think this year, next year, and I've always wanted to get my hands on a lightsaber. So
Yeah.
That works.
There we go.
I always want my hands on a
Innuendo.
That's awesome.
I have to make sure everyone understands.
So one of the big nerd news topics I know this week is everybody's still speculating over who Rey's parents are. J.J. Abrams went on and said her parents were not in episode 7, but now he's saying.
Made it clarified, like they weren't really shown episode
Yeah.
7.
So now speculation has gone about who you guys think her parents are. Please hit us up and the Geek Galaxy Cast and throw out your theories to us and let us know what you think.
So I think the latest one I'm hearing now, it's supposedly it's going to be her father is Luke, and then her mother is actually Jen from Rogue One coming up.
That makes sense. I didn't think Jedi were allowed to, consummate. I thought they just pretty much had to
Well,
be monks.
but
Yeah.
Anakin made sure that
Well,
he got
yeah,
around
yeah,
that.
that's true.
I was saying after that, they're like, you know what, guys, we probably should let Jedi do their thing, so
Yeah.
they're all pent up rage.
I was watching this I love the guys at Darkblade. They do hilarious shit. They did this one video where they pretty much compared the Jedi and the Sith. And the Sith pretty much could do all the fun stuff, and the Jedi are like, dude, you're just a bunch of monks. I could have Jedi force powers and be evil and all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
And just like, what do? You turn into a ghost. Like, even after you die, you still have to do this shit. So it's like, I love it. It's
I
awesome.
still got teachers dumb kid.
Pretty much.
What I want to know is why people think that Jedi just pop up out of the ground like a dwarf does. Like, they have to come from somewhere. They just don't pop up out of the ground.
That's
So
true.
I mean,
You gotta
Yeah.
procreate to get
Exactly.
to
You
get
want to
more
like find one, they
Jedi.
just kind of just appear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Good
gonna
point.
be
That
like
just
kind of
sounds
like
like
Harry
no fun.
Potter. You know what I mean? Like you might be born from Muggles, but you're still a Jedi. Like
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
let's-
I'm
I was
throwing
gonna say-
references, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
You're still a
exactly.
wizard, but
Is it like mutants where like, oh, magically they have mutant powers that are certain,
Maybe,
or is it like can like two regular folk like
Well-
pop up?
Well,
Jedi.
hang on. I would say that theory would work in the prequels, but now that we're in the new films, we've gone back to it's not blood streaming anymore, and it's just the energy field.
Okay.
I would say pretty much anybody could wield it.
So it's like most people like in tune with like the Force.
Yeah.
It's like ESP or something like that. Okay.
so it could be more of a mutant type thing where like
Mhm.
Rey, like she didn't know she had it, and
Yeah.
kind of like
Kind of a beard.
emerged.
Yeah.
But then again, Rey can do just about anything and everything, so it doesn't matter. So,
That's why
but she's still awesome.
I think that's why she's awesome.
That's why she's cool.
But in the old continued universe,
Mhm.
prior to Disney buying it, Luke marries Mara Jade, who becomes a Jedi,
Mhm.
and they have a kid, Ben, and he's a Jedi. So I mean, that had them.
Okay, so to answer the question, Jedi's can get laid. That works.
And married, apparently.
And married, really.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
awesome.
Well, thank goodness, because that would have just been a horrible.
Wouldn't that be a horrible life?
Yeah,
Right?
I'm sure Luke was like, if my dad went crazy with the Dark Lord powers because he couldn't get married and have kids, maybe I should change that up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
maybe
couldn't
he
handle-
was the one that changed all that.
I couldn't handle that. Nothing ever.
I mean, I guess he
at all.
had to have been the one that
I
changed
go
all
nuts.
that because he was the only Jedi left.
Yeah,
Actually,
exactly.
that would make me go to the dark side. Like nothing. You tell it seriously, nothing at all. But you get a blue lightsaber. Ah!
It's like, but the other side, it's like I can do whatever I want and get Force lightning.
I'm like, so sign me up.
Exactly.
I'm there.
So you're all Sith.
Oh hell yeah!
Dude, I was like,
I can
the
do whatever
entire
I
time.
want.
I'm a Jedi. I'm
Let's see,
sorry.
Force trips
I'm
somebody
a
that
gray
pisses me
Jedi,
off versus
actually.
what's that?
A gray Jedi.
What's that?
Gray Jedi is kind of like in between.
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Jedi.
okay, yeah, yeah.
Kinda
They don't really explain it in the movies really much at all, and then
No.
but in the other
Old
the stories and the continuations,
Yeah,
they
they
do.
used to be.
Gray
Oh,
Jedi.
so kinda
Look them up; they exist.
So that was technically my character in Knights of the Republic. Because I remember I did enough to where I could get Sith powers and Jedi powers at the same time. It's like a Force push, self-heal, stuff like that.
Awesome.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I want everyone's powers, so that was just my goal in Knights of the Republic.
Actually, last week I would have said Jedi, but now after watching this other thing, like, no, Sith. Hands down. Plus, I'm wearing a black and red shirt, so
There you go.
sorry, I'm kind of there.
Red. Oh, we're all doing dark colors.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
throw
okay.
some purple on. I mean, come on, credit. I tried.
The viewership just went up right now.
It did.
Just get a question. So
Yeah, throw us
where are
out
the
there. You guys have any?
chimichangas?
What's that?
Like the question's like, so where are the chimichangas? You delivered on one thing, but where's the other thing?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
That was our pre-show snack.
Yes, so we're all chimichangaed up right now.
That's awesome. Any questions, viewers? Please hit us up right now. We're live here on the stream.
Please
Thank you.
entertain us.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Is there anything you guys are going to be working on this next month that's really exciting you? Like anything like particular that's coming up other than SCCC?
Matt and I, we have a couple conventions that are coming up that we'll be doing. July 31st, we'll be doing YesterCon. That's me. Also, we're doing a retro Daredevil group project.
Get in shape for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Which I will be there as a cosplay judge.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's going to be July 31st in Carson. That's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely
So
come on and
I'm
check it out.
accepting bribes now. If you plan on competing, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
You can bribe her with chimichangas and amongst other things.
Chimichangas, coffee.
Lightsabers, it works.
Yeah, any of that. I'm actually really excited about it. I actually used to judge. I was a baton twirler when I was a little girl for a really, really long
Really?
time. Yeah, for like 10 or 12 years, I was a baton twirler and I competed all the time. And so when you age out, about 18 years old, you're not allowed to twirl baton anymore, apparently. Basically, when you graduate high school, like you're kind of aged, you're aged out of it. So then they asked us to come back as judges and judge the competitions that we used to compete in. Because
Really?
we're very knowledgeable, we went through it, we understand. So I've actually done a lot of judging baton competitions. And the biggest thing is though and I have this problem a lot with other things too, is I always smile at everyone when they're when I'm sitting at the table judging them, because I want them to feel like comfortable. I don't want them to I don't want to have a resting bitch face. So I'm always like, so by the end of the day, my cheeks are killing me because I've been smiling so much. And I know I'm going to do it instinctively when I'm judging the cosplay contest too. I'm just going to be sitting there totally grinning at Everybody.
This is hilarious. This retweet that Matt just did is in Russian.
Well, you posted the show in Russian, apparently.
What?
Or on Twitter.
Okay.
Okay, we're in Russian now.
Yes.
Cool.
Really?
Hello, Russia.
Woo, are we currently speaking Russian?
I hope not.
Oh my god.
Nice.
How did
Yeah,
how
if
did it
we
go?
could translate into Russian, that'd be great.
Wow.
There's nothing more mortifying for someone competing than having a judge go,
Exactly. I don't want to have resting bitch face. I want them to feel like they're they
nothing.
put a lot of work into that. I want to make sure that everyone's feeling that I appreciate it.
I have nothing left to compete in. Everything I have is won something already, so I have to make something new in order to
You
compete.
better get
I'm
on
just-
that.
Too lazy. I'm sorry. I've got so in the middle of all of this, I've got SDCC coming up because I'm really excited for a group that I have going on there, which unfortunately I can't talk about. Maybe later for Chimichangas.
Definitely.
There you go.
Yeah. And then after that, I am going to be going to Dragon Con, which is all the way in Atlanta, and I've got 5 costumes.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
5, not for me, but for other people that I have to help make.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have a Magic the Gathering group.
Oh.
Wow, that's awesome.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm super
I used
excited.
to play that game like religiously, like back in the day when I was younger.
I am. Well, you can play with all the weapons after we're done with them. We have to
Sweet.
figure out a way
Oh,
to
yeah.
get all of our weapons to Atlanta.
Yes.
wow.
Oh, that's
And you hear
right.
this struggle a lot with cosplayers that do a lot of traveling
Yeah.
is how to get, your props and your costume and things like that safely from one place to
That's
another.
true.
I can go to like shit through TSA.
I mean, Loki was just talking about that like last week with his staff, costing so much and him being at a con and someone stopping in front of him and him hitting, being worried about breaking his staff. Like
Yeah.
things like that are like real problems for us.
Yeah.
If you are traveling, like how do you get things safely
That's
from one
true.
to the other? Can you get them to break apart and then put back together once you're there? As long as it's checked, like there's definitely been times before where I've flown and I've had something like that where I'll leave a note in my bag. Like for instance, I'm a florist and I got flown out to do a wedding in Denver, so I needed all my floral tools.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
having knives and shears and things like that all packed into my thing. So I literally left a note, dear TSA, I'm a florist. I'm using these, as tools for a wedding. Please don't confiscate them. And I left it in my luggage, just in case they did. And they did on the way home. They did unzip it and check it. And
Oh, okay.
left a note in there saying that they did look at it.
Oh, that's nice of them at least to respond back.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of horror stories about TSA opening up bags, especially when you get to that level of cosplay where you want to have lights and wires
Oh, wow.
and
Mhm.
you have things that screw and unscrew and everything. I mean, it almost looks like we've got a laptop in there, and they all
Yeah.
open up to look for that stuff. And I've had some horror stories where people say, yeah, TSA opened up my bin, went through everything, all the lights came undone, and I had no way to get it to work for my con.
Nice.
So what is that you can? So a lot of it is the dimension of the suitcase that you have.
Okay.
So you can actually use a bin that locks at the top, and as long as you put a picture of yourself in the costume and what's in the bin, and it's a clear bin,
Oh.
they're less likely to go
Rifle
and
through.
ravage the crush out
Yeah.
of it. Like they're much less likely
That
to
makes
damage the things in
sense.
it if they can see, oh, this person said there's these lights in there, and look, these lights are at the top.
Right.
And we've
Or again,
realized
I'm
that
a cosplayer.
yeah.
Here's me in this cosplay.
please don't
Here's
break
me
that.
competing in this.
Apparently,
That's
some TSA
clever.
have a heart, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try it. I'll let you guys know how it works out.
Yeah,
sounds good.
report back and let us
But,
know.
Sure.
about 40 pounds and 60 inches around. So a really nice big tub with the clips at the end can fit quite a bit in there. 40
Yeah.
pounds
Wow.
is a lot.
Good
It's
idea.
about 2 of my puppy. 40 pounds.
Who's running around here somewhere?
So what are you guys binge watching right now? What is the big popular show that you guys just can't get enough of on the Netflix or the Hulu?
The Hulu.
Well, I only have Netflix.
All right, so what's your big Netflix show right now? What do you guys just can't get enough of?
That's a good question. I was binging Doctor Who until they removed it.
Ooh.
So screw you, Netflix. I'm super pissed. I was not done watching it. I hadn't even gotten to Capaldi, so
Ooh.
kind of pissed. Don't know why.
Questions there, Matt?
Another Russian thing apparently popped up.
How the hell is it in Russian?
And Mother Russia podcast pop. Well,
Yeah, in
Cat-
Russian.
Yeah, can any of you in Russia please translate to English for your questions? That'd be fantastic.
Mother Russia
Thank you.
podcast you.
So
Podcast
then,
is you.
other than Doctor Who, I think, what have I been binging? Oh, Archer.
Oh,
Yes.
I love Archer.
I
Lana.
They had just put the next season up, and
Wow.
so I watched it all in like 2 days. Of
Nice.
course. So I love Archer.
Did you like it better than Vice, though? Like,
Vice
I did. Vice kind
Vice.
of got a little
Vice
weak
now.
there, and then this one was okay. But now, like, I watched some like commercial on for FX for the season that's actually going right now, and apparently they're going to be in Hollywood or something.
Yeah, they're
don't-
they're
Probably a
PIs.
lot, but okay.
No.
Yeah, they're PIs. It's awesome.
So I'm excited for that to be caught up. But yeah, I think that's pretty.
That's cool. I would love to attend like a live showing of that. I don't know if they'd ever actually just do like a live reading.
Yeah, they have
Oh,
before.
really?
Because they do that. They do Bob's Burgers live too.
Oh. I want to go now.
I know. They have new episodes up. I've been binging that recently.
Bob's Burgers is life. But now every time I watch it, all I can do is imagine Archer.
Yeah, it's hard because when we were talking about this.
Because that crossover episode too.
Yeah,
They do.
yeah, they
I love
did the
that.
crossover episode. Well, and he also was the voice in Lucy, the Daughter of the Devil,
Mm.
and he's the devil. And so when he mentioned that on Archer, he said something about like when they were going to the Vatican, and he was like, "Oh, I had to watch every episode of Lucy, the Daughter of the Devil," and I was like, "It is the same voice." And then I went back and watched it. I'm like, shit, it's him.
just smart. It's just smart marketing. It's just
It is.
Yeah.
It's a really good
for
idea.
them to use someone with such a great and recognizable voice over and over again, and it made me want to go back and watch all the other stuff he's done.
Yeah, I did.
And
Like you said, I watched Lucy after that.
You just can't enjoy it. You can't just not enjoy it. Like you just have to love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
He's
I'm so
awesome.
happy.
So what are you binging?
Oh God, everything. Okay, if there were like an award for Netflix and Hulu hookering, I would win. Okay, I've watched everything. I've been binge watched that show Lucifer, which by the way,
Yeah.
Lucifer.
I wanted to watch that.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. I watched
So
it.
it's not
because
good?
It's not.
No, I haven't seen it.
Well, the guy looks good in a suit. Okay?
I was gonna say he's so tight. That's kind of why I wanted to watch it.
then yes, we'll love it.
There you go, guys. If you are tall, British, and skinny, hit up Head On Princess here.
Or I'm going. I was like, I got no chance with anybody. That's request for every woman. I'm just like, I'm screwed.
Just find someone who's shorter than you.
I'm shorter, but I.
All right, ladies, that's a good point. Do you have any fun dating tips? Get over the awkward hump that is where you're currently at.
Well, and we talked about this a little
We
bit
did,
last
yeah, we
week.
did.
We were trying to give pointers because I consider myself a little bit of a dating expert since I've been out in the field for 4 years now doing this. I do a lot of the online dating apps and
Yeah.
things like that. So we did have a big discussion about
I'm
this
just gonna
last
help
week.
you make a profile.
Well, I mean, I definitely think you should at least try online
Yeah, I
dating.
probably
And we
should.
have talked about making sure your pictures are recent
Yeah.
and you're not wearing a hat in all of them and things like that. And then I really think that we should try to push us to do like a 5-minute geek dating
That would
thing
be
at
awesome.
one of the
I'd
cons we
like
were
to
talking
see-
about.
A guy cosplay boudoir shoot for me. The
A
boudoir.
boudoir.
Really? Well,
You should
all
do
this?
that. I think the ladies.
I would be down
love
for
it.
that.
I think the ladies would.
Let me work on my abs a little bit and I'll get back to you.
I can suck it in and draw abs on.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm
That is a
actually
beautiful thing.
not
Oh,
on
cool.
board with that. I've seen a couple of them, and I.
Oh, someone's done though.
Oh yeah, there's two of them.
Oh,
There's
that
one of
sounds
them with a
horrifying,
guy, and
actually.
he's like in a bubble bathtub, and like on like a bed, like actual like mimicking every single shot a girl would take on boudoir, but he's doing it with him. And then there's another one with a guy outside with a cowboy hat on and cowboy
Does he go with
boots.
the pretty flowers in his beard?
Maybe, I don't know, but
was
I was not on board with any of it. I'm sorry.
More like a Michael Stokes style, where you're just like, like all manly, and like you got like the abs going
Just
on.
I would do,
yeah,
like,
like
something
keep going
funny.
to the gym, and
I
you're
do like a lumberjack kind of thing, you know? You get to put me in like in flannel, I'd be like the brawny man, I'll like chop down a tree.
Or Mr. Clean.
Anything that's like, work related, I might do something like that.
yeah,
You
yeah.
have to get a bigger axe. Though.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
axe.
Are you okay there, Matt? That's uncomfortable now.
No, I'm laughing because the demo entendres going on here. I love it.
I think it happens a lot where girls, when we do stuff like the pretty boudoir shoots and stuff, we forget that men have this great sexuality to them too, along with their geek sides. And sometimes, I mean, I haven't dated in a really long time. Though, I'm gonna be honest. I've been married for almost 9 years.
Josh has too.
I've been out of the dating game for a really long time, so some of these dating apps, I lose the connection.
Right.
There, but I think that there's something to be said for letting people see who you are, just as you are,
Big
right?
thing too is being myself on these apps, and we talked about this again a little bit last week, but like you're selling you. So I want to see pictures of you, and they need to be close-up pictures, they need to be full body pictures, they need to be pictures where you're not hiding behind sunglasses or your hats or things like that.
Okay.
And in every single one of my profiles that I have on all these online dating sites, I do put pictures of me up. I don't put pictures of me up in complete cosplays. I do always mention that I cosplay as a hobby, but there's always at least 2 to 4 pictures of me in Star Wars shirts, Star Wars dresses,
Okay.
my TARDIS dress, things like that, so that people understand, like, this is who I am. And really, the TARDIS dress gets me more, like, sparks of conversations than almost anything else. When I'm on OkCupid, so many men message me, and that's the first thing they say. I love your TARDIS dress. Which is your favorite doctor? It's a good, just, like,
Yeah.
warm up, opening lines. So I definitely make sure, yes, like embrace your nerdiness, embrace who you are, because when I am looking at other profiles, if I see a guy that's wearing a Spider-Man shirt or is at Disneyland, like those are automatic like swipe rights. Those are automatic like points that I'm going to know that I'm going to have a lot to be able to talk to them about.
Okay.
That's awesome.
There's no way you can go wrong with being you right away.
Yes,
Yeah.
Because if you're not you right away, there's gonna be problems down the line.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
There's no reason to hide who you are.
All right.
Plus, you're a good-looking dude. I mean, come
There you
on.
go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey.
I very rarely hear that, but thank you.
I think it's okay for people to tell people they're good-looking.
I do too.
Like, I think she's gorgeous.
Oh.
This handsome guy right here.
Thank you.
And he's got a gorgeous wife, too. He seems like she's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
She's
Yeah,
awesome.
we were just talking about
Yeah.
her.
Say, hon, that's the second shout out you got, but two shows, so props.
Clearly, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I think we're all fans.
There you go, hon. You have a fan base. Actually, no, it's funny. When her and Matt get together, it's dangerous. It is a scary. I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna get into some shit now, and it's just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I got a little taste of it when we went to the
Oh my
Yeah,
god, that's
Once
true.
Upon a Time rock opera screening and
Yeah,
dinner
exactly.
afterwards, which was really fun too. That was
Yeah,
a really
yeah, it
fun
was.
show.
That was awesome.
If you have not seen it yet, if it's coming nearby you or whatever, definitely check it out
For
because
sure.
it was amazing. They did a really good job.
Yeah, they did.
And that's a good point. They're actually going to be our guests for our first
That's
show
right.
in May. We're going to have the.
That's
There you go.
right.
Yep, we're gonna have Aaron and Ace and Amy all on the show,
Yay.
and it's gonna be awesome. So if you have any questions for them, again, hit us up at the Geek Galaxy Cast. For the love of God, make it fun, make it interactive, ask us some goddamn questions. The hell?
Maybe you can sing. We can do a whole
Oh,
we
yeah.
can do like a whole
have
number
them
on
do
there.
like
Musical.
a musical since they're doing. Well, that's their thing is they did a fan Once Upon a Time from like this TV show. They did a rock opera,
Yeah.
and so
I
it's
love
all been like
that.
they were
And it's continuity, too.
so good. Yeah, and it was
It was
yeah,
really-
it was really well
So
done.
one of my favorite things to go to when you guys ever go to like conventions, if we were talking about conventions, is like the Dr. Horrible sing-along blog musicals.
Oh, I love
the
Dr.
live shadow
Horrible.
cast like they used to do Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, wow.
So you get the shadow cast. They did a Buffy the Vampire Slayer one.
Yes.
Like I'm just waiting for the Supernatural one with like the girls dressed like Sam and Dean,
Oh,
and they're
nice.
singing about man
Cute.
tears.
Yes.
I have to have it. I have to have it all because the creativeness that goes into that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's life, and I love it.
Well, and I think that's probably the biggest thing with us nerds, especially ones that cosplay and go to cons and things like this, is we love creativity. Like
Yeah.
this is why like we appreciate the art, we appreciate the time, we appreciate the blood, sweat, and tears that go into each other's cosplays and the builds and the art and things like that. I just think that that's like our biggest thing is that we're all supporting each other because we love all the
Mhm.
creativity that comes out of this.
It's one big family. It really
Oh, yeah.
is.
We really are. We love everyone.
I like
we
to
go.
ask people when I see them in their costumes. So how many times did you bleed on your costume?
Yeah.
Because I mean, sometimes you go and you're like, I bled here and here
Yeah.
and here and here, and I definitely almost cut my finger on this thing right here.
Oh, geez.
Mine's,
It happens
mine's
to
the crying. How many
everybody.
times did you break down in tears? I was the little girl Groot costume that it took me like 20 hours to build for my friend's daughter. There was a lot of tears involved.
And then you just sit there and remind yourself not to cry
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
your sewing machine.
Yeah, you just
because
don't. Yeah, see, guys, you haven't
No, we haven't
experienced any of
experienced.
this
We haven't
yet.
experienced a bloodshed or
Yeah.
tears.
Soon.
No,
Yeah.
you'll get there.
Soon.
They just had their first cosplay this year, so we're getting them into it.
Was it the Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah, it was.
You guys were really popping on those costumes.
Oh, we had a lot of fun.
it.
It was a good time.
It was a good day. Yeah,
Awesome
we had a
time.
good time.
The kids loved it, and that was,
Oh, yeah.
I
And that
thought
was part,
great. They had a
yeah.
lot
I
of
do
fun.
love when people like, the kid that was like, "You're Mario," and
Yeah.
like totally recognized
Exactly.
it. It was super
That was-
cute.
Yeah, that was our
I feel
first
like
time.
Disneyland a little bit.
Yeah, it does feel like Disneyland a little. I mean, and like I told you guys, it's addicting. Like
Oh,
you do
God.
it once,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you're like, "Oh my god, I want to do this again and again and again."
It's cost crack. ladies
Yes,
and gentlemen.
it
It really
is.
is cost crack. You put one on, and you're like, ooh, I can do this now.
Yep.
I do this now.
Yeah,
Ooh.
your brain starts going.
And I'm super excited and get scared to start my Daredevil costume. Really,
Do it. Do it.
now.
I need
Do it
to.
right now.
Do it right now.
Right
Just take
down,
your
like
headphones
you're gonna
off
start,
and
just
start
go.
sewing on
Like,
on the table.
there's
How do you turn on the machine?
A whole room over there full of fabric. You go, sir, and don't come
Here you go.
back to
Do
me.
it. Do it, Matt.
If you
I
can
might
do
get-
it in the next
I'm getting some pointers actually.
30 minutes and then come back and show us on
Yeah,
live
I can handle
what
the
you
show for
have.
ladies.
Yeah.
It's all good.
There's weapons on the
We'll
wall.
just sit here and talk about my wife until you get back. So. No, it's all good. So are you guys excited for Civil War? Because I am fucking stoked for this movie. I cannot wait. Marvel Civil War. Anybody? No, just me? Apparently I'm the only one on this show who wants to see it.
I do. I want to see it.
I'm a
I
fan of
actually,
the storyline.
I thought I do. I'm excited to see it. And I will admit that I haven't seen Winter Soldier yet.
Oh, what?
Hey, I haven't seen
That
Ant-Man.
hurt my heart a little.
Okay, Ant-Man I loved.
Winter
And
Soldier was boss.
I know, and
It's such amazing.
I can't believe I missed it. I don't know why, but now it's just I haven't had
Yeah.
time to catch up on it. And then I saw the preview for the next one, and I'm like, shit! Now I really have to get on this. Like, I need to watch this movie so that I can like know what's going on.
Yeah, the same guys who directed Winter Soldier are directing this one.
Yeah,
and
so
then
I-
they direct Infinity War.
I want, yes, and I want it. I'm very
I know,
excited
right?
for that. Yeah, that one I am. So I'm excited.
And
I
of course,
want to see it.
Spidey's in it.
I
Cannot
know.
wait to see
And they
Spidey.
confirmed both Thor and Star-Lord for Infinity War Part 1.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yes.
I was like,
Excellent.
Sounds
So
awesome.
when we first found out they were going to be doing Civil War, my husband was on his deployment,
Mhm.
and he goes, "I don't know what that is," and I cried. Like, because here's this man I thought I've known for 8 years, and he had
Yeah.
never read the Civil War storyline out of the comics. So I went to the store, I bought it, I reread it for myself first, obviously.
I think the older you get
Yeah.
in marriage, the more you learn about each other. It's like, really? What? Seriously?
We've been together
hell?
since high school. Why didn't you have
Exactly.
one of these?
Oh,
And so,
I have my deal breaker is if they have not seen Star Wars.
God.
who hasn't?
Oh,
Yeah.
you would be surprised at how many guys that like I come across that like they're like, oh, like I see you like Star Wars, like I've never seen it, and I'm like, bye,
Later.
Felicia,
Go later.
not gonna happen.
Peace out.
I don't need you to love the prequels. I don't need you to be as obsessed with it as I am, but you need to have an appreciation for the original trilogy, and now it's number 7. Or yeah, it's not gonna work.
My wife likes Star Wars, and that's good for me.
Yeah.
We can,
You gotta have the start. I mean, that is like baseline stuff right there.
Seriously.
Like there's comic books for other stuff that you were a fandom of. You can always buy and have them read them and enjoy them. But if you do not like Star Wars, like I'm sorry, it's not gonna work out.
That makes my brain hurt.
I know.
Yeah.
It's really
Turn
sad.
it around.
Okay, so speaking of Star Wars, Rogue One. Who's excited for Rogue One?
Yes,
I'm
we,
excited for Rogue
yeah,
One.
Fuck
I'm
yes.
excited.
It looks amazing.
It
Yes,
looks really good.
I mean, it's another Star Wars movie about the Death Star, but it's gonna be epic.
And I mean, timeline-wise, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Makes sense,
Like they
absolutely.
put it where it is because of that.
And
Does anyone
another.
else see the Imperial, the cog, and just
Yeah.
gets super excited
When she
about
turns
everything?
around at the
I
end
was
and
like,
she's in the armor.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I saw AT-AT.
I know. Same here.
Oh my god, AT-AT.
I'm like,
It's awesome.
It's so good. It just, I like the feeling it invokes of like a little bit of nostalgia, but like
Mhm.
something
Oh, yeah.
completely new.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Which is kind of what they did with Force Awakens. I thought they did a really good job with that as
Yeah.
well.
I'm
Oh,
super
yeah.
obsessed with new generations loving this, and
Yes,
I actually
me too.
asked some people at my work who had never seen Star Wars at all. Oh gosh, it hurt. I said, "So what order are you guys gonna watch them in?" And they said, "Oh, we're gonna watch them 1, 2, 3,
No,
4, 5, 6."
no.
I said,
No.
just work with me here. Could you just do me a favor, watch 3, 4, and 5
Yeah.
watch 4, 5, and 6
6.
first, and just then watch 3, then skip 1 and 2. They did watch 1, 2, and 3 eventually, but I convinced them to watch 4, 5, and 6 first.
Yeah.
And they liked it that way. They went back and watched it the other way, and they agreed that 4,
exactly.
5, and
Well,
6 was much more
so
effective.
Melissa, who just asked our question earlier,
Go, Chess. No question? No.
no, I'm just saying, I'm referencing her.
Division.
Oh.
She has stepdaughter. No, not stepdaughter. Not real. I can't think of the name of it. Adopted? Not adopted. It's her fiance's daughter.
Yes,
Is it step?
Yeah,
Okay,
step.
so stepdaughter. I was right. Who had never seen any of them before. And so they did sit down and they actually did watch them in order 1, 2, 3, 4,
Ooh.
5, and 6 before they went and saw 7.
Oh,
Okay.
And she actually, it was really cool to hear her reaction. Melissa said, she like relayed this to me, like when they got to where Anakin started to become like, started for her to be like, oh my God, what if he becomes Darth Vader?
That's awesome.
Her putting this together for the first time,
That's awesome.
not knowing what was going to happen, like
That's awesome.
gave her a whole different view and outlook than any one of us ever had.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And so when it did happen, she was just like floored, you know?
Yeah.
So I do think there is pros and cons to both ways.
Yeah,
And she definitely liked Force Awakens the best out of all 6.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
So I think being a younger generation and not being, not having the nostalgia, the Force Awakens had enough
Yeah, exactly.
modernness to make it feel like something that they could get into.
Do you think Rogue One is going to confuse people that haven't?
Probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
without doubt.
definitely,
Without
for sure.
doubt.
And that was why you already saw that flow chart that they made where they
Yeah.
were saying where it's
Yeah.
going to take place because no one knew and everybody was like talking shit about the Death Star.
Yeah.
They're like another movie and it's like now we're backtracking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 3,
I mean, when
3,
you
4.
Yeah.
when you look at all of the timeline that occurs, there's years between, and you're
Yeah.
like, well, what the heck were we doing floating around?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just for Star Wars clarification, there are no Bothans in this film. Those are in Jedi. Get your terminology right.
I was gonna say, because I know Star Wars Rebels is actually filling that gap between 3 and 4
Right.
really nicely right
Yeah,
now.
and there was also a book that I just read too after Force Awakens came out that had a little bit of pre-story with Rey,
Oh,
Poe, and
Cool.
Finn, like leading up to Force Awakens, like the events that happened. And so it went back a little bit into a whole story that Rey had, a whole story arc that she had while she's, on Jakku, and then it literally leads up with Finn from like his training as a stormtrooper.
Oh wow!
And like his thought process that started leading to the point where he got like it literally ends with him in the ship getting ready to land.
Oh wow!
On the first time, and then Poe, it actually goes back and talks a lot about his parents, who were both fighters, with X-wing fighters and things like that. And so it talks all about his whole background through that. And it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. It was a quick read, and I definitely highly recommend it if anybody likes to hear a little bit more backstory on each of them.
Is this books or comics?
It was a book.
Okay.
It was a really quick book. I just downloaded it on my Kindle.
Oh, nice. I remember hearing somewhere that apparently one of the prequel comics for Force Awakens actually answers who TR-8R is. If you don't know who that is, that's
that's the same. It's the book. It's
okay. Yeah.
It'll say who it is.
Awesome.
Apparently he's a ginger.
He is.
It's more fun.
Oh, that's why he's so pissed. Like, Shredder!
Gingers are running the new order in Star Wars.
But I thought it was a good backstory on each of them.
So when you were at WonderCon, did you get to attend the Star Wars versus Star Trek ships panel on Sunday?
No.
It's funny you bring that up
love
because I was just thinking about that the other day. Like, who would win in a big old galactic battle?
It's so great. So it's these guys, these nice gentlemen at this table who have years and years of experience between Star Wars and Star Trek, and of course, there is a theoretical physicist there in the audience.
Oh.
She was grand. I forget her name.
That's cool.
She was very smart and very wonderful. And they were literally arguing like the Death Star versus the Millennium Falcon, and you're just sitting there like, who would win? And they actually vote at the end.
Oh wow!
Who would win this battle? And they have this panel at San Diego Comic-Con as well.
Yeah.
And it was actually quite funny. It's not just, of course he would win over this and over that.
Yeah.
But they actually add in captains of these ships, but they're not captains to the right ship. So like Phasma ended up on the Enterprise. I'm like, oh my god, my brain is on fire. It was really fun though.
See, now that's something I would probably enjoy as a podcast.
Yeah,
that I could just listen to while I'm driving or something like that and get to hear,
We have 20 minutes. We can cover this.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
There are so many ships to go over.
Yeah, like what are we even gonna do?
I would give it up to Trek. Sorry guys. And much as I love Star Wars, I think Trek would.
I don't know about Trek to even give an actual answer.
I think it also comes down to the captain though, because if you get Han Solo on the right Trek ship, come on now, guys.
True.
I mean,
I'm
Solo or Rey on a Trek ship.
That's true.
I think in terms of sheer firepower, though, Federation hands down. That whole universe.
They put the Borg cube up there, and I wanted to giggle because it's just like a giant square in space, and it's just so slow and so cumbersome.
It is, but they're one of the most terrifying characters from the Star Trek universe. I mean, they are like when I used to watch Star Trek, they were terrifying.
They were scary.
Yeah,
robot zombies.
Yeah, it's a scary thing, and the way that they,
Well, no, it's insane. Yeah, they would assimilate everybody, and you just become part of their collective.
And there's nothing you can do about it. It's a terrifying concept.
You don't have your own thoughts. It's our thoughts.
Yeah, it's a terrifying concept. It was terrifying back then.
I would love to cosplay as a Klingon. I've always wanted to dress up as one. Just
do it.
Do you know they have Miss Klingon Universe every year too?
Yeah, really?
They just have that. It's like on the East Coast. Miss Klingon Universe.
Wow.
These chicks are hardcore. One of them was beating up tribbles and
nice.
I like Trek, but not to that degree.
No, I mean, I definitely I've debated on doing a cosplay of Diana Troy, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, 709, but I'm definitely not tall, skinny, and blonde. But she was my favorite.
That's when Voyager was going down, when they had to bring in the lusty blonde.
When they had to bring in a hot blonde.
Yeah, I never liked that series at all. Just every time Captain Janeway would speak, I just kept hearing, Catherine Hepburn in my head, and then just stop talking. Just stop it.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's the ball too, Mark. On the torpedoes and the phasers, the Borg has returned. I'm going to try to parlay with them. Just shut the fuck up,
Janeway. No one cares.
How do you really feel?
I love the other series. I love the original Trek. I love Nick Den. I like Maul in Outer Space, Deep Space Nine, which is, I just didn't like Voyager. I was like, that show sucks.
What about the new movies? Like the redo?
Don't get him started, please. Don't get him started.
I like Abrams. I liked Star Trek. I did not like Into Darkness. I liked Into Darkness up until the Kong reveal, then I was like, fuck this movie.
Oh, alright.
Then I was like, now I know what's going to happen. Yeah.
My cable's going to get flipped later.
Okay, I know. sorry, I brought it up.
I'm going to say, you can already see the bulging rage in the forehead, right?
And now you can actually see it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not going to have anything to do with Abrams. Abrams universe. Isn't that nice?
I'm okay with it.
Isn't that good?
That's
though?
awesome.
I can finally go, Mom, let's sit down and watch this together. And
No, I really enjoyed the first one they did. I think it was a great throwback to the original series.
Yeah,
I
I
had
thought
a lot
it
of
was a
fun.
really good job
And I was
on
really
it.
excited for the sequel. I just, as soon as they did reveal who Benedict Cumberbatch was, I'm like, oh man, I know where the movie's gonna go. And it was pretty much a remake of Wrath of Khan.
Right.
And that's a great film in itself, and you
It
can't
was.
really replicate that emotion that goes into that film.
I liked it.
I'm sorry, I didn't care when
I
Kirk
thought
died.
Benedict. I love him.
I cry. I cry a lot.
Yeah.
I cry when I watch Wrath of Khan. I see Spock die every
Yeah.
time, but
Oh,
I don't
God.
give a shit.
Spoiler
if I see
alert.
Kirk die.
Spoiler alert! That
He's
movie's
never
like
seen
20
it.
years old.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm
He's
kidding.
never seen
The time has passed.
Yeah, you don't get to say
I'm kidding.
that.
There's no too soon when it comes to Star Trek.
No.
There's no too soon.
No, I've been trying to get Matt to watch at least watch Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock, because I feel those
Oh, yeah,
two
those
films
are good.
together are awesome. Just because of what everything that Kirk goes through from start of Wrath of Khan to end of Search for Spock. It's like he goes through like hell and back. Like let's break it down real quick. Wrath of Khan, he goes on some mission he's not prepared for, right? Encounters his worst enemy. In the process of that, discovers he has a son, has to deal with that story now because his son doesn't like him or thinks he left him. In the process of dealing with that, he's got to still defeat Khan, and then in the process of that, loses his best friend.
Right.
So he has to deal with this loss, and then you go into the third film, and now he realizes his friend isn't actually dead. He has to save his friend now.
Right.
Now he has to go through all hell to basically save him, and in the process, he risks his career, loses his ship, loses his son. It's like that's a hell of a lot to deal with, and still come out as like the strong leader at the end, all for saving your one friend.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a shit ton of emotion to deal with for one character. Forget the fact that it's Shatner playing him.
Right.
That's just a whole lot for one character to go through for two films, and it's great.
It is.
It really is. It's my two favorites, and then Undiscovered Country is awesome as well. But that's why I love those two films especially. It's just you go through all that. Why is that funny?
No, I'm just laughing. So I'm like the only old one I've seen is the one of the whales. So
Because that's the one that everyone remembers.
Yeah,
and
that's the one
sticks
with the
with
whales.
them, 'cause
We'll
it's the
fix you.
whales.
It's okay. You're only a little broken.
But anyway.
But it's the same reaction I get when people say I haven't seen this or that. When I was a child, there are certain movies that I watched.
Yeah.
That didn't have to be
Oh, no,
geeky,
I'm
didn't have to
sure.
be nerdy, and sometimes I go, oh God, where was your childhood? Who took that away from you?
If you haven't seen Labyrinth as a child, you
Yeah.
cannot go back as an adult and watch it and enjoy it.
No,
Oh,
you know,
Like you missed the boat. I'm
I
sorry.
saw it in the
Like
theater when it
sucks.
first came out.
it's
So.
amazing.
You didn't
It's
I've never
not.
seen
Yeah, I
it.
did.
I'm
Really?
jealous.
See?
Yeah.
Okay, here we
Before
go.
my
You
time.
have to see
Before
it.
my time.
Oh, okay, but
What year were you born, Matt?
86.
Yeah, so there's no way you could have seen it in that.
I was born in '84,
Yeah.
and I saw it when I was little.
Well, you
and then
saw it later
it was
on,
The
yeah,
Dark
I guess
Crystal.
so.
Dark Crystal scares the shit out of me.
Those Skeksis mean
Yes,
business.
I don't like them. My parents obviously are nerds.
Yeah.
I was raised on Star Trek
Yep.
and Star Wars
Yep.
and X-Files.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
the ones that showed me all of these movies when I was a child. These were the movies I grew up
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
was Dark Crystal and The
Yeah.
Labyrinth and Never Ending Story and
Oh,
all
I
these
love
movies
it. I
that
love
like
the story.
I go back now and I'm like, shit. Mom, Dad, like
Yeah.
fuck, like
Yeah.
that's some dark shit to be showing me as a kid.
Mom, there's a reason that I was up at night crying, and it's because the Skeksis were
Yes.
coming through the door.
Holy shit, yes.
Right?
I remember being 2 or 3 and being scared shitless by the nothing and then I bring
Oh, I hate the nothing. I can't even watch Never Ending Story as an adult because I can't stand the nothing. I can't think
That
into
is
it.
a
I
great
can't watch
question
it.
to throw out to the audience. Kids, listeners, everybody, what was your nightmare monster when you were a kid? From what film that you still to this day cannot get a grip with? Let us know. Hit us up. And
The alien.
actually, when I was a kid, the
Ooh.
Terror Dogs from Ghostbusters scared the shit out of me. They were
That's true.
scary. There were these
Yeah.
big dog
Red
creatures with
eyes.
red eyes.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
things scared the hell out of me. I would not go down the hallway by myself.
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Ass and
I still love that.
I mean, they totally took the tension away from
Yeah.
those dogs.
Yeah,
They,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
they definitely put enough comedy in there
Yeah.
to like
That goes
to
right back.
help it.
Wow, we still have 0 viewers. Is there nothing we can do to entertain you people?
Did you-
the girls need to do something?
Did you
These guys
post the
watch?
link at all? Yes, on Facebook?
Apparently I posted it in Russian.
Yeah.
though.
Nobody's watching because it's in Russian.
Yeah, I guess so.
What does it end up in Russian?
Where are all of my buddies?
Yeah, where are we supposed to
And
have
by the
like,
Russia, they
30
didn't watch you.
pretty much.
So, Matt, do you have a childhood terror
Yeah,
that you?
I'm sure it scared me a lot as a little kid.
Mhm.
shoot, what else? The Terror Dogs scared me up until a point where I was like, I'm fine. I can watch this movie again.
Okay.
And then what else freaked me out as a kid?
They don't bother me. I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
I watch Ghostbusters.
Well, this is more of a
Oh yeah, I love that one.
more of a kaiju thing, but Destroya scares the shit out of me. It is like I can find a picture of it. The devil incarnate. Because of how terrifying it was.
Yeah, see, look, right here. Post it.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right.
I shared it.
Internet, I'm
Here.
disappointed in
Melissa,
you.
hi.
I'm
I know
really
you're
disappointed,
watching.
guys. I mean,
Thank you.
we're
Thanks,
providing
girl.
all this awesome geek entertainment. We have amazingness here and
But because
nothing.
everyone's at work, it's
It
4
wasn't
o'clock on a
that's true.
Monday.
I'm telling you, we need to start doing these at 6 instead of
Yeah,
4.
I agree.
All right.
Oh,
Next
shit.
show.
No, Melissa's watching. She's like,
I
it's a glitch.
said,
It wasn't when I was a kid.
What's going on?
but I-
Melissa's watching. I told you.
Apparently, it's a glitch on the viewership from us.
For us.
Oh,
She's
she's
watching.
watching and she's won.
Yeah.
She
So we
counts
have
it.
one.
Woo!
Thank you, girl. Love you.
One of us.
One of us.
One of us.
It wasn't when I was a child. But did you
That's
ever
terrifying right there,
see the
right?
Spawn?
That is
the movie
terrifying.
Spawn and that dang
Yes,
clown who
interesting.
just gotcha every time and was creepy.
Um,
and gross
She's
and
still scared of Gizmo.
What?
Gizmo.
She's scared of Gizmo.
Melissa, you're scared of Gizmo? Okay, so again,
Gizmo sprouts into a bunch
that's
of-
true.
Oh, that's true.
Like it is a scary thing. I wasn't allowed to watch scary movies when I was a kid, even though my parents let us watch like The Dark Crystal and things like that.
Yeah.
I never have seen any of the scary movies. I never saw any of the aliens. I never saw any of the the one with Gizmo in it.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of those movies because my parents wouldn't let us watch them, which I'm actually thankful about because I don't like scary movies at all, like at all.
But Gremlins would work. It's a horror comedy, pretty much.
Yeah, Chucky. Oh no, I don't want to see any of it. I don't. I have enough nightmares. I don't need that.
Okay, Melissa, since you're our one live viewer, what other questions do you have for us? Let's keep the panel here.
Just keep tweeting, girl.
Exactly.
Yeah, keep it going. I apologize for the quit link. I don't know what happened there. Apparently, we're in Russian too. So, that's the Ganya viewers. And,
It's just funny you mentioned that though, because remember my dad waited till he thought I was the right age to watch certain movies. He's like, I think you're the right age to watch RoboCop. I think you're the right age to watch Predator.
I watched RoboCop when I was a kid. Yeah, my dad would watch Predator with me. So, here, let's watch this
like
movie.
he was so excited to show this movie to me, and I was like, yes,
And
this
nowadays,
is fucking
it's
awesome.
hey, I've got a 4-year-old. Let's go see Deadpool.
Oh,
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm comfortable as when I get to a movie that I've been excited to see for months and months and months.
That's
And
right.
then
You are.
I go
on the
to
spot.
see I go to see 300 Rise of an Empire and there's like a 4-year-old sitting next to me and I'm just like I have never been so comfortable in my existence. I love my movie experiences and this poor little child was just like
Try having like an 80-year-old couple sit next to you during 50 Shades of Grey.
oh that sounds so hot. Did they leave a cucumber?
I was like, literally, like I couldn't get far enough away from them in my
Maybe
seat
they thought it
because
was a wrong
just
Oh
like,
my god.
Maybe they thought it was a different kind of
Maybe
movie because they
it's
saw Gray and they thought maybe it's, like a little
50
Steve Martin
Shades
movie or
of-
something. Maybe they could relate to it.
yeah,
I have
it was not.
No, it was not 50 Shades of
Oh,
Eisenhower. I'm sorry.
And for Deadpool, we actually took my dad to see it. Again, my dad's a big nerd, and so when it came out on his birthday, and I said, "Dad, what do you want to do for your birthday?" And he said, "I want to go see fucking Deadpool."
Hey, we have a question.
And so what I want to know too.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, here we go.
So what are some tips for a newbie wanting to get into cosplay? Is there a starter kit? Yes, I want to know too.
There is no starter kit.
You get your own
Sold?
card.
I wish. Do you want to
I'll field it, yeah.
Go
go
for
for
it.
it?
I think that the best thing you can do when you want to start cosplaying is find someone that you want to cosplay with and learn through a good experience. Find people that do what you like to do and ask. I'm always down for answering my Facebook page. I'm always
I
on
do
that
too.
stupid thing. And I know that a lot of people love to share their knowledge. That's how I learn.
Okay.
I wouldn't know how to do the things that I do without my friends from the East Coast and my friends from when I was younger, teaching me how to sew, how to work with home, how to work with Wordle. And sometimes it's just a learning experience.
Practice.
So find something you love to do and just go for it.
And
Totally.
I would also say, so I actually don't sew.
Okay.
I can't sew with the sewing machine. I learned when I was a little girl, but I don't sew any of my cosplays. I'm very open about this with everybody. And I unfortunately don't have any friends that cosplay, that build cosplays and things like that. So I actually do all of this on my own. So all of my builds, all the builds that I've done for my friends
Oh,
and their girls and things like that, everything I've done, I I do all my own. So following other cosplayers on Instagram and seeing some of the techniques they do. Sometimes it's YouTube, how-to tutorials and things like that. There's a lot of research that goes into it, and a lot of it is just out of my own head.
Okay.
I love being creative. I'm a very creative person, and so this is a good outlet for me to be creative in. And it's nice to almost have a challenge to be like, okay, I can see, like, especially like my big example is little girl Groot. I wanted to do a girly Groot costume for our Guardians of the Galaxy group cosplay that we were doing, and I had sketched out this idea that I wanted her to have this dress that was made out of like petals and things like that. And so then it was like, okay, now here's my concept. How do I make this a reality? Yeah. And the first 2 ideas that I had were scrapped. And I think that's a lot of cosplay too, is trial and error and scrapping and starting over again. So you have to have a lot of patience. And but then the end product almost always turns out better than you thought it was going to.
It's not really a failure if you learn from it.
Exactly.
And then get the result you're looking for. I can't tell you guys how many times I messed up that armor on my Valkyrie. How many times?
Oh, wow.
And I glued my hand to it. I painted glue.
Yep, I've torn things, I've hot glued my fingers.
Okay.
You're gonna have a lot of mistakes, but as long as you enjoy that process, the crafting process of it, it's part of it.
All right, so we have one last question. We got 5 minutes left on our live stream.
Okay.
And I promise next week we'll have less technical difficulties. This is literally trial by fire as we're doing the live stream.
Fire.
As we go.
I am Jon Snow.
Here we go. Melissa again wants to know.
Okay, Melissa.
What are your favorite toppings for carne asada fries?
She's saying this because I ate carne asada fries at 10:30 yesterday morning for breakfast.
That's the breakfast of champions.
And that's exactly my quote on it. I Snapchatted it.
You stay on the throne.
Breakfast of champions. So
I
love carne asada fries. That's my one splurge. And I love sour cream and cheese and guacamole as long as it has no cilantro. Oh. And Melissa is my fan of no cilantro as well, so she understands my plight. I hate cilantro. I think you are either a lover or a hater of cilantro. There's no in between. And I don't want it anywhere near any of my Mexican food. How about you?
At least she has some fries.
Yeah.
So where do you guys get these carne asada fries?
Oh, you're new to California. Have you never had carne asada fries?
Somebody save me from myself.
Oh my God.
Okay, but here's, in retrospect, you guys have never had Portillo's either. And I know for a fact there is a Portillo's.
Oh, wait, no, I have had Portillo's. It's in Buena Park.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's amazing.
Yeah. So carne asada fries is a Southern California staple. You have to have them.
Oh yeah.
Any of the taquerias around here, taco shops, like little places like Alberto's and Gilberto's and all those, they all serve them. And they're amazing. It's literally French fries and cheese and guacamole and sour cream and
amazingness. Yeah.
Oh, that's goodness.
No, you don't want peppers and onions.
It's not so much a nachos as it is just amazing fries.
Amazing.
Oh, Melissa's has Portillo's.
Oh, Portillo's. Portillo's. You're awesome. That's so nice.
Melissa, maybe you should just come on the show.
All right. Hey, there we go. We'll have you and again.
You can come on back and talk all about your experience with the
Portillo's and
her, she's
working
like
with
again
Jen
her photography. She's my
my
photographer, so she has lots of stuff she can talk about.
I can't get enough love for my photographers.
Oh my God, yes, photographers are it, dude.
Okay, so definitely reach out to us and we'll get you guys hooked up. You and Jen will be on the show, or we'll do all 5 of us. We'll make it awesome. It'll be great.
Oh, smiley face!
Yay! I like this chick already. We haven't even met her. Right, okay, she's our main viewer, and that's awesome. We respect that. Thanks, main viewer.
Thank you, Melissa.
You rock.
That's so good.
So remember, the Q&A is just as much for us as it is for you guys. It's a totally interactive show here. So anything else you want to ask, please ask. No question is not sacred.
Interactive photo shoots. That's the next.
There we go.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just have Melissa do our photo shoot, and we'll just live it, and
There
then
you
that'll
go.
really bump up our viewership.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sure.
That's a good website.
That's gonna put us in a different part of YouTube.
You're on that, you're on that.
And then you two would just be in the background commenting, be like, and now
And now they're doing
the ladies
it'll be
are
like
going
golf.
to sit down on the bed. Yeah, it'll be down
Yeah,
like
they'll
golf. You
continue.
can just talk through
Jen and
it.
Maria, they're doing their next costume. This is for $50,000. And they're touching each other.
She's in. She's good with that.
Yes.
Nice.
This is probably back to like my favorite
Totally
movie scene ever.
What's that?
Really going this movie.
No, I just froze. That's all.
My
Okay.
boyfriend's back, where the
we're still
boyfriend is a zombie and he comes back after
Yes!
saving the
I
girl.
remember that
And
movie.
there's the scene where like he's trying to do it with her on the bed, and like it's like a dream, and he's in like the gym, and they throw a flag, and there's like a ref and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be exactly like that.
There's like a guy coming.
They'll be them like commentating the whole time.
Oh, a flag was thrown on the plate.
Yeah.
What? There was a clean
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Oh, Red Knight movies are the best.
We were just talking Biodome on the way up here.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
love Biodome.
Biodome and In the Army Now and Son-in-Law are probably my 3 favorite. Oh, and Encino Man. Probably my
Encino Man.
Such a great movie.
Can everyone ever get enough of Brendan Fraser wearing tight pants or no pants at
Oh,
all?
I can. I can do without that.
You can
Thanks.
totally
I think we're in agreement here.
Yeah, let's do this.
That's awesome.
We're not wearing
That's
pants. Brendan
hilarious.
Fraser did not wear pants either.
All right, ladies and gents, that is all the time we have for this week's live stream Geeks of the Galaxy show. Unfortunately,
Thank
the
you.
camera has frozen on us. Damn technology. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Ladies, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
You guys are the best.
Oh, thank you guys.
Thanks,
We're going to go get carne asada fries now. Definitely look for the audio portion of this episode later this week. Thanks so much, guys. And good night, everybody.
Good night.